Welcome everyone. My name is Ripul Dutt, and today is Friday, and we are back again with our Finance Unplugged interview session. Today we have with us a very special guest who has been in our Riskin community for over a year now, has been an active participant, always sharing great insights. And today we'll be discussing his career journey and bringing some insights from his many years of banking experience. Mr. Mrunal Parekh, he is at the core in the retail liability banking. And welcome to the meeting. Please.
Respected Ripul Dutt, sir. Thank you very much. And choicest greetings of the best time to all the listeners of this podcast. And my top of the mind and bottom of the heart compliments to the entire Riskin team. And so it's a kind of great, learning and engagement platform for the future risk managers. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving over.
So, thank you for being here. Thank you for sparing the time, from your busy schedule and bringing insights for the aspirants and the professionals alike. These insights will be really valuable to all the people who are looking forward to a successful career in banking. So, to get started, please, what does a day to day in your professional life look like? And what are the challenges or the problem statements that you are currently tackling? And what do you have to share about the same with the audience?
Yes, sir. Once again, thank you very much. And it's secondly, it will be always pleasure to interact with Team Riskin. I hope in some uh, very small way I can contribute to the overall stakeholder development, and will be delighted that if someday somebody sometime can benefit from our interaction, our advice, masterclass, or webs podcast or such kind of effective communication. So I think it will be definitely useful for the takers for to have a better design in their career professionally. My name is Mrunal Parekh, sir. I have I'm a science student, BSc Physics, then completed my master's in business administration, and with all best wishes and grace of Almighty, they completing 25 years, that is silver jubilee in the retail banking and the liability banking.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So it's all the such small, journey. But say it's sometimes it's at times we say that journey is more beautiful than destination. Definitely, destination
I
is
agree.
deserve
I
more
agree. Yeah.
attention. But I think it worthwhile. And from and that is saying 25 years, we can say that in socially one generation change. We have seen from being millennial, now I think Gen Z is and having command. So I'm delighted that at least luckily I am able to see three generations. One is my senior, second is my junior, and first, and in between my. So I fortunate to have a mix or blend of the vibes of the all three generations, past, future, I mean, and current also. So, sir, my name is Mrunal Parekh. I am currently located in the Rajkot city of the Gujarat state and working in the capacity of Assistant Vice President 1, Grade 1, and the role of branch manager in retail liability banking. Now coming to the to your questions. Typically, day of as retail liability bankers, start with that only. We have to work for the organization fulfillment of the organization objective, particularly retail bank. My current bank is the one of the leading small finance bank of which is based at Bangalore, which needs no introduction. And Bangalore itself a hub of the startup. So we have a new small finance bank totally in the process of becoming universal bank in the near
Great.
future. So thank you, sir. So prior to that, I have worked with other large retail Indian large retail banks in my past as a part of my duty. One thing I found now in today's environment, particularly artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning, one thing always remains important, that is human touch. Whether we
Mhm.
accept it or not, HI is there, AI will be there. AI is like our small brother. So don't
Yes.
accept, don't ignore it, don't avoid it. Fortunately, with the help of AI, we both HI can become a better version of ourselves. So we
Definitely.
treat technology as your small brother, not as your foe. So this is my first this thing. And second thing, always human excellence, always, because ultimately AI is a brainchild of human only. Human only have designed it, up to some extent. And so we can get benefit from the both of this thing, old school of thought as well as new school of thought. So my only request to the new generation, or particularly Gen Z, is to have a, they are fortunate to have a blessing generation now. They have access to everything, all data points, everything, a lot of flow of information, lot of insightful, actionable insight, and lot of insightful content, particularly is delivered across the platform, particularly electronic media or social media. So at this juncture, I like to say that it is always better to have a build connection, and definitely technology will help. But at the end of the day, it is a human who have made the technology, who will consume technology. So it is my humble request to the all practice and future BFSI professional or particular risk management professional is to have an interaction with, particularly in your field, your line of business activity, as well as other walks, people from other walks of life, because we are ultimately many, we are social animal. So it is also necessary, rather than busying our stuff and our diagram and our core this thing patterns. This is good. This is good for learning. Let's have also human or social angle. So let us interact with other streams of professional, so which can enhance our understanding, and which can give a broad based thinking about our sorry for interruption, our viewpoint to see the world with most beautiful eyes, with much more sharper and clear lens. Thank
That's great, actually. Sir, I like really, some of the things which is journey is the destination. I definitely agree. And secondly, what you said, right? Ki no matter which field anyone is working in, if you are interacting with the people from different domains, you learn about different perspectives. And I believe that once you know many perspectives, it's easier to even solve a problem statement in your own domain, because there are always learnings which come together when you are solving complex problem statements. So yeah, like you mentioned that you have spent a considerable time and seen many generations also evolve throughout that time period. And right now, like you say, the recommendation that you have is that everyone should be focused on the new advancements rather than resisting them. It's better to get to know those things like AI, ML, and work with it, because it's not going anywhere, right? It is where the future is. Any suggestions that you have for people who want to make a successful career in banking? Like, what should be, from a professional perspective, like what are some of the key things that will help them in their career, that will help them get the most relevant opportunities? What are some of the things that have helped you and you would recommend uh, you know to the new generation?
Yeah, thank you very much for asking, the right bullet questions. And I am very delighted and very excited to also revert on the same. That is there. One thing I, from as a student of science, as particular BSc physics, I have like detailing, micro learning or something. So
Yeah.
it helps to build a this thing profile. Second thing, as a retail banker particularly, we are not confined to only corporates or other things. We are having interaction from top to bottom of the pyramid only, direct or indirect. So most important is to learn about the psychology, human behavior. These are also important consideration which will make you better version of yourself.
Yeah.
So along with this is for first and foremost, I think it is to be said that a reader is a leader. So the best way nowadays, digital platform and everything, social this thing are available. Any learning handle and this thing are available. So as a banker, we have to backbone of the entire industry. Today, I cannot say that I belong to retail banking industry. I don't know what is happening in corporate banking. These my colleagues who, for arm length will decide. No, we are sitting and this thing where I have interacting with other vertical heads or other colleagues in the other verticals of the same organization. It makes a sense to learn to know that thing. And first and foremost thing, I think all particularly Gen Z, my simple and honest and first I can say request is that it, despite of this all these things, it is important, equally important to focus on knowledge and information gathering. For example, for this many years, I always read at least 5 economic newspapers daily in India per day.
Great.
Yeah, and
That's
that is in detail, not in fast forward, because it
yeah.
helps. Because entire while like to particularly like to Monday, on the Monday we have ETW, Economic Time Wealth. It's a tabloid. It's a kind of newspaper on Monday, looks like a magazine. So I think it helps. And based on my comfort, I also like to learn about from hard copy, like books or something. Then I can encircle, mark or something question. Same way with the digital also, whichever mode that is up to one's choice. But I think we need to learn and we need to learn deep also because it helps in the long way. Because today in my 20 more than 2 decades generally journey, a professional journey and a retail banking and liability banker, I am fortunate to work in a two state, that is one is Gujarat state and one is Maharashtra state and Pune. When I was young, just joined as a
Yeah.
intern or this thing, I have opportunity to work in the metro city like Pune. When that what I met were not developed, but so many things I can learn. Then I can practice and come home to the small location. So I think
Yeah.
second thing, first is reading. Second thing is to be mobile for location. We should not think that this location is small, so it is restrict our progress. So ultimately, your mindset will decide your progress, not the location. So I think new generation should not stick only to metros. I also observe this one thing. Okay, do you take
Yeah.
a best education on metro? That is good. IIT, that's perfectly fine. But
Yeah.
when you are coming working or if as a part of your career, if you give opportunity, don't ignore the non-metros or remote center.
Yeah.
Okay, your family will be not happy, but again it your family will also develop a test, and they will also develop a flavor to how can they can cope up with. So
Yeah.
in case of let's say so many people go abroad also, but right now what is happening, so unfortunately that kind of circumstances that we have, India is a huge potential across the location. Each center has their own story and each center has their own potential. So I
Yeah.
think this spend of mind, I think for first they have to be there is hungerness to this thing, knowledge or information, particularly trading economic dailies, and limiting using social media only for knowledge or enhancement, not for entertainment. That is my first thing. And second point is that we have to be locationally, we have to mobile for across all locations. It's a good thing that you have taken best education from best metro cities in the India or world. That is definitely, but apart from there, if you get the opportunity, so don't hesitate to be work in small location. Ultimately, see, your potential will be based on your skills, not the location. That's my.
Okay. No, yeah. I mean, those are, some of the, some of the things that you mentioned, sir, right now, which I think many people might be overlooking, like, things, small things like catching up with the latest news, no matter how you do it, digitally or, or in the hard copy of the papers. But the idea is to keep yourself up to date. And then you have mentioned that the career is a long journey. So maybe because of the location point that you mentioned, don't let the location be a hindrance to what could be. you know Maybe you're missing out on a great opportunity or a great learning opportunity. Those are great things. And so, along with this, what do you think? Let's say someone is starting a career in banking right after college. So there is I believe, a huge change in your surroundings, the way things work. How do you think one adjust in the best way into a professional world and as fast as possible? Um, that is one question. And along with that, since you are coming from a science background, physics to banking, we know that, all around the world, even there are so many people coming from physics background specifically, who are doing really well in banking and finance. So that is also a great learning for the science students, that there is a whole career path where the learnings in science, the way you look at the problems, the research angle to it, being very sure about the data you are looking at, in the sense like you are able to identify patterns. I think that comes from having a background in science. So what are some of those things, people coming from science or commerce background and then into banking, maybe you could share your experience, and then what you recommend to the aspirants.
Yeah. Thank you very much for asking me the right question. Will be delighted to revert. First and foremost thing, respected sir, as you know, banking particularly is nowadays. It was also growing and blooming, booming part of the economy. And
Yeah.
particularly, I'd like to confine to BFSI, that is banking, financial services. Let us combine the term to one single particular
Yeah.
uh, sector, that's a multidisciplinary, that's the BFSI. So
Yeah.
the beauty of the sector is it's in the name itself, BFSI, banking and financial services sector. So it's a huge ocean, huge ocean. So my first and foremost observation is they don't restrict the to the one particular domain. This is the one of the few industries which we can learn to from end to end. In even on a one decadal old small finance bank, we have 25 departments, verticals, which you say nowadays. Okay,
Yeah.
which are having different specific purpose and their specific outcome. So this here we are given an opportunity to learn in the multi disciplinary environment, multiple verticals. You have opportunity to career, to switch your career, to advance your career, to take a transformation or career, or to take a new role or in the IJB called internal job posting, which I use my career in very
Yeah.
selective stages. So the beauty is that you can do this thing. My only humble request to newcomers, that don't shy from the sales and marketing, because as an entrance, as a trainee, as a junior, as an enter, you have to start the career in sales, as a marketing or other thing. So I have of late, because I have also luckily few colleagues in my teams who are from Gen Z. I really respect for their technology. I
Yeah.
respect for their technological prudence. I respect for their what you can say technology skills. I have full due respect them, and they are the brightest and sharpest brain of the India and the world. My kudos to them. God bless them. Is the all the best. Along with that, I think they need to cultivate one habit, that they have to learn thing, unlearn thing, and relearn. Three things they have to focus. Though they are new, they are starting. So first they have to unlearn what their youngsters or those social circle or peers versus say. Hey, don't go these for the social only or social or matrimonial purpose. You join not. It's a career, as you say, is a long term journey. So we have to first with clear focus in mind. It's a long term this thing. This is a tree. It where the first fruit will come after 25, 50 years. If you have passion, then and then only come to this particular. This is not an insta rocket science. That in you get a real time rewards particularly. So I think one this is a careful consideration before joining to the sector, particularly retail banking, particular liability banking, particularly in the sales. I mean side of marketing side of it.
Yeah.
So we have to be think as a long term. Like is a awkward where after 50 years you have a first fruit. Okay, so I think sorry, we have some multiple years, like a good fruit, we have to plant for many years, many rather decades. So I think it will be definitely, don't worry, the more you have a passion, the more you learn, the more you take a pain, the more you take a hit, your fruits in terms of professional success will be that much sweetest. So I think that they have to have a compassion, have a passion in their mind, and they have also have to have a clear cut idea about things. At the same time, I like to highlight that they have also to focus their interest area. Not your interest area is not your first job or your first assignment. So if you can develop understanding, you can enhance your viewpoint, and you can broad base, okay, this thing. So I think first initial, I think 2 to 3 4 years, let us learn everything. Let's be jack of all things. Then you realize which area, which particular domain, or which you are suitable, or which you have natural skill set, which is a natural advantage being to you. So I my humble request is to be always knowledge hungry, always be this thing, and always focus on the long term objective of your career, ultimately what you want to do. For example, as you said, we transited particularly from BSc physics, from science graduate to masters in MBA, like, you know, Three Idiot movie, that way ultimately you to become banker, why you study science. It's not like that, because the world itself is a science, if you observe, and the world itself is a live laboratory. So
Yeah.
we are getting paid without we are getting free laboratory, you know, clinical trials without paying much. Only pay you to pay our career. That's the lighter end. So I think
That's
so.
a great way to put it, actually. Yeah.
So that's why, sir, I my humble request to the all new or old comers, that also for mid-career professionals also, they have to unlearn also. Since we have talked about the youngsters, intern or Gen Z or new professional, and the mid-career also professional. Suppose now I stick to, no, I will just use pen and paper. Now it will not work. Things have changed, time has changed. So we have to be learn adaptive, we have to be reprogram ourselves, our brain and mind, and we have to be relearn, unlearn everything at your speed. Even for young people or millennial or interest, they have some, I have you know interest in the mind, or some kind of bias is that, okay, we, this is not bad, this is, see, everything good or bad depends on your skill. If you are good at your skill, if you are good at ability, any career is good for you. It's not like it. But some career has a long gestation period, like retail banking. So only my way is to be a knowledge hungry, and also this thing. For example, I have completed BSc Physics, then I completed MBA Master Business. Then something I never highlighted in my resume or CV, but I used to do something like in project management. Some I am just preparing for CFP. Okay, directly I may not get the financial benefit in my performance appraisals or KR or something, but that is your own individual thought process. So I think they have to be also open for multidisciplinary learning. If I focus to my own, this very nice segment, retail banking, retail in the liability franchise, 5 years is much more than sufficient. Then it becomes this is saturated. But if you can include, you can have a, expand to other areas. I think definitely you can learn well, earn well also, and also you have a better opportunity, because I will be. I'm just as a will say in the lighter note. Today also the MP's head is also from ex-banker. Majority of ex-banker or mostly ex-IAS now are leading the transformation journey in the financial literacy side. So you have to see the larger picture. Don't say that I'm just working for a bank, I'm just working for sales or marketing. That is today. Your that is, it will not decide your future value. So whatever to do, so you can plan out. And fortunately, with grace of Almighty, and now we are cusp of the transformation. So now India is offer a lot of opportunity, particularly those who are coming from abroad, who will have already taken education or employment from abroad, and now they are helping in India to build up a startup or other economy or such kind of industry. So I think we as a Indians are a best way to cultivate this thing, and as you say, knowledge and learning, that is goes without saying. So I think we have to be the we have a hunger for learning, hunger for even if it doesn't reward you. One of the thing I found with this thing is it doesn't reward you. It doesn't reward you in KRA, KPA, performance, but why should do it? So this should not a question, particularly in personal and professional success. What you have decided, that you have to decide. Because you have to be champion, you have know what to do. You have to run the marathon, or you to this thing. For example, a runner is practicing 25 years just to qualify in for 2 second win. So I think that they should. Thank you.
Okay. So, these are some of the things I really request the audience who is watching this to think about it. Because these are the things which can, over time, even if, people are following, for, for some years in the beginning of their career journey, then they will develop a habit of how to keep using these habits over the course of their career in the long run also, right? And the sooner you start, the better, I believe, right? So really interested to know ki sir, how does your um, work um, matter in the bigger picture, coming from the speciality, right? Like in liability, because I'm sure that people are curious to know about that, right? So if you could go into a little bit of maybe the technicalities, or give an overview, to the audience, from just from a basic perspective, to as much as you want to explain, so we can understand a little bit better.
Yeah, thank you very much once again for giving me wonderful platform and passion. I really appreciate the passion of listener and of your entire team only. Yes, I think it some way our conversation will be beneficial to them and taking their long term career professionals. So, as you asked very outrightly and rightly so, that basically my journey entirely, luckily, it was on a single domain, that is retail banking, retail liability, with having a few sub layers like operation risk management, sales management, and other risk management. Because I am a branch manager working in the capacity. My grade is AVP1, Associate Vice President 1, and the basic journey is to achieve organized objective along with the compliance. Nowadays, everything compliance is a very most important for bankers or any part of that. And this is the responsibility we cannot delegate. We can delegate our business work, or we can delegate our project targets, or we can delegate our PowerPoint presentation to our colleagues or junior. But this we cannot delegate being in a compliance decision function. So I think compliance is a responsibility of all across all industry, across all these things, whether it's junior or junior, senior, or other top management functionary. And unfortunately, the kind of event which is happening, in the as you know, in Indian retail private sector banks, particularly, it's called for a larger compliance. That is, if shoots people are having questionable compliance, I think so we have to take this thing very seriously, and we have to professionally and proactively and sincerely and professionally do your duty, so that our generation or stakeholders or our economy at large, or our customers or our clients, they can trust us much more than the banker. Basically, first thing is anywhere that is a trust. So you have to be professionally impeccable trust record, and you have to demonstrate that highest standard at always all point of time. Here, it like machine, we cannot have a downtime like ATM other thing. We cannot say, "Oh, I was on downtime or compliance for 5 minutes." So no, that is not allowed or accepted. Or now even you caught single this thing, you will be out of the system because of higher compliance, which is necessary also, of course. But so in that way, I think is there. So my observation over this thing is that we have to be deep learner, you have to be deep listener, and about it, you have to exercise proactive and other things like just I like to quote examples like great financial crisis, GFC, in the abroad, as well as here also the situation after the epidemics in India and abroad also. So these things will not come by prior information or prior intimation. So we have to exercise our due course, exercise enhanced due diligence, and at times see the picture, which most of the people are missing. So everything is when rosy. We have to be scared and skeptical. And I think we have also bit of like auditor. We also take as a portion of mind as a questioning mindset, like investigating officer. So I think in our day-to-day this thing journey we do along with the business, I mean in the bright compliance spirit, I think we can have a better trust across the all stakeholder across the India or globe, as well as across we have to demonstrate the best thing. This is not a matter of discussion or lip service. If you discuss, I mean you demonstrate automatically your surroundings, your connections, and people work with you and below above to you above to you will come to automatically know by this thing. It's like you are at the supermarket of the aroma shop, so you need not to sell the aroma, it's automatically feel. So I think it like in this way you will automatically, your colleagues, your teams will be automatically highlight the qualities of good things in you. And along with we are human also, that's so many things in other people also we can have to learn. It's not only I am in the world where best. It's not like that. There is a bestness across all person system. We have to harness the bestness of everything in our version. So we will be the good version of ourselves. That's the only I think one simple line, like a simple and this thing I like to say. And second thing, as you highlighted, that the core job is to our you asked very rightly. So the core job is to strengthen flow of the economy in the this thing. So, for example, currently I'm looking at the retail liability, making retail liability franchise development. So, with advent of such of innovation in the financial market with finance instrument, nowadays retail bankers jobs become very extremely tough. They have to garner the funds with low cost or zero cost for banks, for our reputed or respected organization, along with the in a scientific and logical manner. So, if you exercise more, if you deep dive more, you will have to find ways and the solution practically, which generally will not answer by the this chatbot platform. For example, just like to give a actual flow, actual the vibe, so we can, and I think audience will definitely appreciate that. Last 10 years, the fund flow in the thanks to mutual funds India campaign and other good proactive measures by the industry, the AUM, asset under management of Indian mutual fund industry, is 75 lakh crore. That is 75 lakh trillion. Okay. FD, the fixed deposits, along with the scheduled commercial banks in the India, that have a size of 200 lakh crores,
Hmm.
almost 2.5 times. So still there is a huge way scope for the improvement, as well as FD or fixed deposit of the retail bank will be like an all-weather fund. It will be evergreen. It will not go to anywhere. Even if with any asset class, particularly digital asset class, in the last 5 years in the post-epidemic, even they will post 164 percent CAGR, that will not attract the senior citizen or other section of the society. So I think at the end of the day, balance is to more. What is right for customer? What is right for stakeholder? You have to balance that port. That is, I think, with the you only. So at times you may find challenge or struggle, or may find this bookish thing. But I like to say with all employees, nothing is bookish. Everything is important, everything is practical, and everything is effective. So once you are stick to your core principle, core basic, or the best management, particularly risk management practices, definitely I think your stakeholder will also appreciate, and also this thing. This I like to point an example. We see in the country which has 75 years, we are congratulations, we are celebrating the Amrut Kal of the independence. I am very happy, and I wish that in the way we are financially independent. When I read the news lines that tech peoples or other peoples are saying that they are getting fraud in digital arrest or other things or cyber crime. So I feel sad that why educated people are falling trap to this thing. So I think somewhere our greed we have to control. So I think my the simple point is that we have to be much more agile, much more proactive, which we have to be much more extraordinary careful, and we have to learn. And apart from that, we have to ensure that our stakeholders are informed. I am fortunate enough to have that, particularly during my tenure as a branch head or as a deputy branch head, was having facility, having a successful demonstration. Despite of these cyber attacks and other attacks, the impact to my serving base, my client base, or my stakeholders for my customers client was very limited or negligible. Okay, we cannot control 100%, that's perfect fine. But majority of them are have, and I have able to save few bucks or few monies of their lifetime savings. So I think we have to exercise caution, vigilance, and other things. I think it will help you. It will not show in the resume, but we have to see that how best we can help that our stakeholder to be financially literate.
Great, thank you, sir. That was a really great, explanation and really detailed. If anyone in the audience has any questions on these, you can leave in the comments. And if you are a community member, we will just brainstorm on those, and you can ask, in the community also. So I want to ask a follow-up question on this, right? Which is key, since you discussed about the details of your department, then the best practices. I also think it would be really great to know what is your perspective on what is the one thing that is missing right now in retail banking as a whole. If that thing could happen, it could be any best practice, it could be something that you are looking forward to in the future, that in your experience will greatly enhance and optimize the current processes. Because as you rightly mentioned, at the end of the day, there are real people who are being affected, by everything that is being done. So it matters a lot for the society as a whole. So would really like to hear your perspective on the same.
Yeah, definitely, sure. One thing I think, particularly retail bank, particularly for that matter, all the employees, with all due respect, they are putting great effort. Definitely, I really acknowledge and appreciate the same. Since still, as you know, there is always scope for improvement. So, what the best thing you can do, that is all the particular bankers, retail bankers, should put much more effort, rigor, and vigor in educating financially uh, and promoting financial literacy. Budget and other things are is it should not have any side activity. It should be part of core activity, and it should be must have some measurable, quantifiable targets in terms of how many people save from cyber traps or this thing. I think at such kind of measures or such kind of quantifiable parameters will enhance the entire industry and will benefit society at large. First thing. Second thing, retail banker along with this thing, they have also adopt on the appraisals of the bankers at stakeholders value maximization. So I think along with that, that will give you them better this thing life customer lifetime association value, customer lifetime acquisition cost. I think these things we have to different. Apart from there, I think they also should invest in learning and development. And is there, it should not be outsourced or it should be as a non-core activity. It's a much more frontal, core and central activity like learning and development, internal audit, so quality checks, and the other thing. It is already there. It's nothing new or great, but still there is a way. There is a way forward. There is a lot of scope for improvement. We have to learn from our colleagues in the IT industry, and we have to be technologically as well as financially literate. That's only small line I.
Great. Thank you so much. So the next question is, I know that there will be many people in the audience who are maybe just thinking about finance, building a career in finance. Maybe they are, in college right now, or they have heard about risk, right? Risk management, or there are, and what it will be really great to just understand from you of how should one think about risk management, what it means, from a fundamental perspective. Everyone has, there is so much literature and people are doing FRM and all, but what does risk management mean to you? And why do you think it's important? You have seen, you have a, um, such a have had such a great career, and you must have had, you have hands-on experience in in tackling challenges, in seeing maybe things go not as expected. So along those lines, would be really beneficial to hear your perspective on what is risk management to you.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Actually, risk management, as per my understanding, simple and clear. It's a process of identifying risk, evaluating risk, and making corrective action before risk come, before it trigger rather. So I think definitely really grateful that whether it's a course or certification international you have mentioned, that's definitely no doubt about, that's definitely add value to the other resume, to their could be definitely one of the strong way or one of the first way to start or career, professional career, or start further career development. But along with this thing, I think if one could like to have a flair towards tactical, or one's I mean, the aspirant should have should not hesitate from to any opportunity. For example, when I say risk management, people will laugh that okay, in risk management, in retail banking liability, what is risk management? Risk management is a C-suite jobs. Risk management is a part of job people who are sitting on the corner office, or risk management is a job people working in GCC, global capacity career. I mean, global capacity centers. But in the same way, it is not like that. Risk management is everybody's prerogative. It's everyone's domain, particularly who are working, who are not working, who are customer, who are not customer, who are stakeholders, who are not stakeholders. And it's every human being. It's in a way of personal, professional way. There is direct or in the indirect way, the risk. So, in my understanding, risk management is to know the risk, to understand the risk, to prepare for a risk, and to before trigger of the risk event, we have to find a solution. So even if risk hits doesn't wait. I like to just, with your kind permission, I like to just give a one simple quote to the example. Right now, what we are seeing is a geopolitical risk. First thing we should not understand, risk is only in financial nature. I think this is financial risk is one of the risks of the many sub risks. So right now, what we are exercising in our neighborhood countries, what is happening, this law and order out of situation, other things. These are all geopolitical risks. Something happening in the floods or other things. These are all um, uh, climate risk. So I think risk is universal, it is omnipresent, and it is across all parts. You cannot escape from life. You have to live with the risk, with the better risk management tools, with better risk management technique, and with better predictability to handle the risk in meaningful, effective, compliance oriented, and cost effective way. I think this is a small thing that I know.
My last question to you is, over the last 2 decades, how has your career and your role changed, and how well it helped you in your career? Did you like some of the changes, or some of the changes were a lot more challenging than the others? And what's your suggestion to anyone who is being made to switch a role within the organization, or is thinking about going into a role different than the current role?
Yes, definitely. Thank you. And it was a definitely great or good learning along with the mixed deck. Some of the time, as it is a success or your growth lies in the area beyond your comfort zone. So naturally, we have a definitely comfort zone or soft corner towards one area of work or one line of business or one kind of job activity on one road. But I think that outer world is very large, industry itself very large, organization itself large. Even a small finance bank is having 2 dozen departments or verticals. So it's speak a line about the broadness of the entire respected organization or reputed organization. So I think there is personally no regret or this thing professionally, but yes, it was definitely mixed bag. And along with that, I think we should learn an open to the environment. And I see problem as a disguise of the opportunity. People think that okay, I'm because when I move, then at the time I was single. I was having so much food restrictions, as you know, due to spiritual this thing for long. So still, I managed my way. and might find the way to. So one thing that one should not fear of the change. One should not take fear of this. If we have to grow up in the professional or personal life, let us be accept the change in a very with right vigor, with right and calculative design of the our future. How best this can help us in the way. Is the wine. It is already flown. It has already come. Now, how will adjust? I will adjust my ship. That my ship will be a smooth sail. I think in that way we should think in a positive or any in a proactive environment. See, any random thing thrown to you, or any of the random work, or any of the work assignment, or any of the challenges in the corporate world, it's a, in my sense, it's a truly in a disguise in a good opportunity. If you can perform well with the same pay, with extra valuable dealers, I'm sure your all bosses and your all employees will definitely like and love you, definitely you to you, and definitely they may not give you financial or personal reward immediately, but definitely at the corner, we are all human beings. At the corner of the mind, you will get noted, and even you, if you know, good work is like a aroma supermarket. If you even if you don't purchase it, you just stay for 5 minutes, you get a automatic feeling of good aroma. I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you once again for all the insights. Thank you so much for sparing your time. It really means a lot for our team. And I'm sure it really means a lot for the audience as well.